Hey guys, Samantha White here, and today I'm going to be talking about my not so favorite parts of being zero waste. This week I wanted to talk to you guys all about the parts of zero waste that I don't mention all that often. I usually talk about all the things I really love, or how easy it is, or how simple it is, and how anyone can do it, or at least parts of it. But this week, I wanted to sit down and just be like, you know what? There are some parts that I don't love. The mood of this video is gonna reflect my current mood. I have a cold right now. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's not an awful cold. I have just been trying to sleep a lot and I've been drinking a lot of tea. I'm currently on my second cup of blue sleep tea. It's a manna tea. Get it? It's a manatee. It's my tea infuser. So this video is gonna be all the things that I don't love about being zero waste. In fact, some of these I really dislike. Now, maybe you'll relate to some of them. Maybe you'll have tips or solutions on some of them and be like, these are problems you can solve. You don't have to live like this. What are you doing? And maybe you'll just be like, wow, you have a lot to complain about. Fascinating. But regardless, I hope that you enjoyed this video. So let's just jump right in and talk about all the things I hate. Hate is a strong word. I don't hate, but I don't love. There's a middle ground in there somewhere. So starting off with one that is very relevant to me currently because it's cold here. Ow, okay, you're too hot now. I don't like it. We're gonna have to set you down. When it's so cold that your homemade toothpaste solidifies and you basically have to break it apart with your toothbrush or like take a bite out of it and kind of chew it until it melts again so you can use it as toothpaste. This happens to me a lot. It didn't used to happen to me, weirdly. When I lived in my old apartment, occasionally it would get cold. Not occasionally, like I lived in a place where it was winter. It got cold a solid part of the year. But for some reason, our bathroom is either warm enough or the type of coconut oil I was using just didn't get as hard when it solidified, so it was never really a problem. And in a similar vein, when the bristles start to come out of your bamboo toothbrush in your mouth, oh, it's such a gross feeling. When you have a plastic toothbrush, I assume they're all like melted in there, so you never have to deal with that. But with a bamboo one, they're kind of just stuck in there with a little piece of metal, and I don't know if I just brushed too hard or what. But I've also had toothbrushes, like the one I'm using currently, that from day one, like one bristle while I'm brushing would just fall out. I'm like, it just seems like I have to go through a lot of toothbrushes. I have not found a toothbrush brand yet where I don't have a problem at some level with the bristles. What is that about? I don't know. When you go out to a restaurant without a container and you're like, that's totally fine, I don't have my container with me, but I'm hungry. I'm gonna be fine. So you order food thinking I'm gonna be hungry enough not to have leftovers, have to deal with this, only to very quickly be proven wrong. And then you have this weird moment where you're like, do I stuff myself because food waste is awful? Do I get a to-go container if the place offers them, even though styrofoam and plastic is pretty awful? Or do I just leave the leftover food on the plate and just let it get thrown away? But food waste is pretty awful, which I said twice. You get it. Food waste is awful. It deserved to be said twice. That is the zero waster's dilemma when they do not bring a container, which I want to pretend that I have a container with me at all times, but I don't. Sometimes I go out to eat unexpectedly. I don't plan every part of my day. That would be very, very, very stressful for me. I'm a very anxious person. I cannot have that level of structure. Well, I can, but then I get really weird about it. How very fitting. The next one is, well, maybe I should read it first. When you have to carry a container or a bag around with you at all times because your keep cup and water bottle and bamboo utensils and that grocery bag that you keep that gets all wadded up in the bottom don't fit in your pockets. I would blame this on girl pockets, but I don't think all those things would fit in guy pockets either. So this is just a design flaw in general for pants. Here's another good one to show you how my brain works. When you go up to order food at a place that only has food to go, and so you plan on asking to get it in your own container, which you have brought and is clean, and you're ready for this, right? But then you feel super judged for asking it to be in your own container, because what if they say no? What if there's a scene? What if people notice? But then you also realize that you would feel even more judged if you didn't ask for it to be in your own container, because what if people then noticed that you brought your container but didn't ask for it to be in your container? Or what if people noticed that you just didn't ask for it to be in a container and they think that you're a terrible person for using packaging when you could have asked for it to be in your own container? Or what if people don't notice at all? What I'm saying is being in public is really stressful, so maybe these aren't so much things about being zero waste I don't like, and these are just things about going out in society that I don't like. What a healthy statement. Maybe some of you relate to it though. I don't know. And if I can do it, you can do it. When you run out of almonds and the bulk store that you buy your almonds at closes at 5 p.m. and is a bus ride away, whereas the Woolies right down the street closes at 10 p.m. and is just a 10 to 15 minute walk. And it's on your way to the bus. So you have to pass it to go to the bulk store. And if you just ran out of one thing, but you really want that one thing, you could just go to Woolies and you could get it in a plastic bag. But you won't. You'll go to that bulk store and you'll leave your house soon because it's almost 5 p.m. and you don't want to miss when they close. But every time you pass that Woolies, you'll be like, I could just stop. It's occasionally inconvenient. That's what that's saying. It's occasionally slightly inconvenient. It takes a little bit more planning, and honestly, I just have to buy so many almonds when I go because I know that I will eat them all. I'm just gonna read this one because I really like the way that I wrote it, because I've been reading them all off my phone anyway. But I'm just gonna straight up read this one. I'm too lazy to memorize a sentence and regurgitate it back to the camera. That's where my day is at, oh my gosh. When you know that zero waste started out as a term used in manufacturing, and while it's been adopted by the low waste movement, there is no such thing as truly creating no waste. But you still find yourself striving for a perfection that doesn't exist anyway. It's my whole life. Alright, well now I'm not quite sure how to end this video, but that's all I have for you, so bye! Guys, I'm spilling the tea on zero waste. Am I using that right? I think so.